And I know you from Ireland,
Yeah.
right? And so have you ever been worked in Australian hospitals or health centers settings?
So when I came to Australia, I worked in St. Vincent's Hospital in Sydney. So in the city centre, I worked in the mental health service. And then on Saturday nights, I used to work in the emergency department for the mental health. I continued to work. One of the things I think about going to work in the university is you might become stale. Or if you spend too long in the university, you might forget your practice. So what I do is I regularly work in a hospital called Sutherland Hospital. I make sure that I work as a registered nurse on the ward every 2 months. I know how the students feel and I know their experience as well.
It.
So I'm not sort of just some professor in an office, but I actually can work as a nurse. I know all the systems. When the student goes on placement, I know what they experience because I do it.
How do you think the nurse has a job in Australia?
I suppose there's two things. The nursing in Australia has a very good status.
Yeah.
In Australian society, there is a high level of trust for nurses. And the other thing I think in nursing is pretty well paid. There are lots of opportunities for nurses. So there is clinical pathways where you can specialize up to nurse practitioner level. There is education pathways within the hospital. So you can work as an educator in the hospital, or you can go into nurse management. There is lots of pathways. There is lots of entrepreneurial possibilities. Some of my students run their own businesses. They provide healthcare services within Australia. So they have companies that are based on nursing services. If you look at me, I work in the university. So yeah, lots and lots of possibilities for employment. As a registered nurse, nursing is the most sought after job in relation to vacancies in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that our employment rate for new graduates in the first 4 months is 93%. Is that a lot of the students who don't go into employment actually take a gap year. So they're Australian students who travel. So yeah, the employment rate I suspect could be even higher because if you look at the requirements or the vacancies, there's so many.
And the last question is, do you have any advice for the students from non-health background?
If you've done a bachelor degree in a non-health related area, we have seen is that students from China have been able to transition to the Masters of Nursing pre-registration, even with a background that isn't health related. I think it's about trusting the program and trusting our ability to support the student in the development because we don't want the student to fail.
Yeah, ask for help at any time.
Yeah, we want to support the student. We want the student success. I think it's about the student realizing that other people have taken this journey and it's worked and we are there to help them as well. So my advice is get an understanding of the course and see how this matches into what you want into the future. You know, that will motivate you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.